Hello, my name is Rheia, and welcome to A Mortician's Tale. This is a game made by Laundry Bear Games, and it says it is a story-driven, death-positive game. You play as a mortician who just graduated, and they're starting out in the industry. So let's give this game a try. I'm going to try to get it all in one video. It says about an hour gameplay, so settle in and let's get started. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Ooh. It's a click and play, okay. I've got mail. Oh. Hello, and welcome to our new funeral director. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever heard that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. Matthew J., funeral director, Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home. All right, one from Amy. Instructions, okay. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain why everything is. In your office/preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. From Amy. From Jen Love. I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professional now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It's super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. Guess it's not something I really think that much about. I should look more into this. Learn more about your world and industry because, as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London. And not London, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for our funeral's monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you and I'm super proud of you. Love, love, love you. Jen L. Okay. Oh, funeral monthly. Okay, rules. Don't be on your phone. Funerals are a hard time, we understand that, but here are some quick, easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral, generally following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. 1, don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do it inside the funeral home. Don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Don't get drunk. Happily reminisce. Give condolences. Dress appropriately. And give a gift or sign the registration book. Flowers are a nice part. That's nice. That's a good little 2 subscriber. Okay. Oh, I have to reply to this. Hello, Charlie. I hope you're settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said that you were really friendly, and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things easier, if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Miss Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Miss Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon. Sure thing, I'll get right to it. All right. That was a lot. There's Miss Garcia. Hello, ma'am. Sorry about your passing. This is the prep room where you prepare bodies for burials and viewing. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony, there will be no embalming. You're just going to clean the body. Okay. Sponge. All clean, Mrs. Garcia. All clean. That's it, you're done. Miss Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of the dressing and putting her in a casket. Oh, okay. It's time to go to Miss Garcia's funeral. You are responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. Really? I didn't know that I did that. Oh, right here. We do it right here? I should probably be nice, right? I have to follow the rules. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming sounds weird to me. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? It seems strange to be using chemicals that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain? At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. That's a little kid. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? Oh, he looks really sad. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it is always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Oh. We'll talk to them last. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. I'll pay my respects. You guys, got it from here. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. Look at me over there cleaning the table like a good mortician. What to wear when you're attending a funeral. Oh, goodness. That's a lot. If you would like to pause and read it, I don't want to bore you with reading it all, but it looks pretty interesting. Story about death. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on a last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you about the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff. Messed me up and my friends up real good. But so the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, While we're in the procession going to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some driver who doesn't know how not to get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing, just laughing her butt off in a way that makes you not sure if they're just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling because, go figure, life's messed up sometimes, There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remembered that story and wanted to tell you because we work with death all the time. And I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, that has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and it's nothing remarkable. Somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit. Oh, I can see that. Just passing this message along. Thanks for the hard work, Charlie. Oh, from Mia Garcia. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together, and it was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in this way, and I know how much of that was due to your hard work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thanks for making this difficult time easier on all of us. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, see what Jennifer had to say. Okay, so let me explain this a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting or hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceropatis, which is when the organs fall into the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So TLDR, of course it's probably messed up some bones, but it likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kinds of things I specifically research and yet am treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers and colleagues, anybody, cough, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazers and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyway. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in a faux concern. Jenny, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Sorry, I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I'm cooled off. Okay, so that was more of that. I need to start checking down there first. Okay, next job. Here are some instructions for your next body. You did an excellent job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval, an elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter, Lizzie Duval, if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Best, Amy. P.S. Charlie, dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. I'll get right on it. A lot of reading in this. I like it, though. Gives a good story. I'm all dressed up now. Look at me. Should probably pull my hair back. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start with cleaning the body. All right, let's get you clean, Mr. Duval. Click the razor and drag it over the body to shave it. All right. We'll get you nice and pretty looking. In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Really? I didn't know that. I'm learning a lot about morticians. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag eye caps into each eye socket to give it its shape. Oh. Keep the eyes shut. You need to glue them. Click and drag the glue into each eye to shut it. There you go. Sleep well. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag cotton balls into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle or thread over the jaw to close it. Oh, I see. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it. This prevents the skin from drying out. Makes sense. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. Click on the tube and drag it into the neck incision. Click on the cannula and drag it to the carotid artery. This is how you'll get the preserving chemicals into the bloodstream. Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. Cannula? Oh. Okay. Click on the button on the embalming machine and turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you'll have to massage them through the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Okay. That's very interesting. I didn't know how that worked. I've played the scary game about doing this. I forget what it's called now. Mortuary Assistant or something. But it doesn't give you reasons about why you're doing what you're doing. It's pretty much a lot like this, but it's really nice to kind of understand why and what it does. It really take care of you after you die if you want to be buried. Oh, great. Now let's sew up that incision. Click and drag the needle and thread over the incision to close it. There we go. Almost done. You need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar and then click and hold the abdomen until all of the liquid has been drained. Oh, interesting. All done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in this casket. It's time to attend the funeral. Oh, we have urns too. Oh, cool. So you can get cremated. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next poof, the person's gone. Just like gone. Yeah, I think it's weird to think about for too long, like staring at the sun. I start to feel a little fuzzy when I think about it. So weird. How our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. So strange not seeing most people wear white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. I don't think that's right. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. That's nice. Humming to himself. All right, Mr. Duval, let's see. Let's pay our respects. I haven't been to a lot of funerals myself. I mean, a few. They're becoming more common in my life now, I guess. But they do as you get older, I think. I've got mail. LGBTQ funerals respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subject to during their funerals. They have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and had their hair cut and buried under the wrong names and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns or respecting deceased wishes as per their lived experiences. What can we do as funeral directors? Listen to people who come into your office. In America especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. But this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. I wonder, that's a valid point. I've never thought about that. I wonder if, who can override that? If like your mom is your next of kin and you're married, can someone come in and actually do anything about it, or are you just stuck? I wonder how that works. It would make sense for them to go by what they want to go by, but that might not be how laws work. So interesting. Hey Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Oh no. That was to Matthew. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent you this. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking a hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone. And swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15. What'd you get me? Oh, meet cutes for death-positive cuties. Charlie. I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's a dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014. And that we will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day. So maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom, rant over. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know that you were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you. Let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for the death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. That's interesting. I guess it would. I'd want to know all about it. If I was dating someone in the death industry, I'd be like, what's this? Oh, we have a website. I didn't even see that. What's this? Can I get it? No. Okay. Today's funeral is for one who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Okay, I'm on it. I can move myself around places too. All right, let's do the cremation. I don't know her name. I didn't get the name. Mrs. Hall. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we need to prepare her body. Oh, I don't know anything about this. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove those before the cremation process as not to damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. So why do they put it on them if we're just going to take it off? Click and drag the necklace, place it on the purple tray. Oh, we'll place the necklace in the urn with Miss Hall's remains. Okay, that makes sense. They want it in her urn, but they don't want to burn it and damage it. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. Great, Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. Because that won't burn, so we know it's hers. All right, let's close her in. This is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash as so much as bone fragments. Oh. Using the cremulator, we'll break these bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Place it in the nozzle. Okay? Click and drag the bone fragments and drop them into the top of the cremulator. I did not know this. I thought cremation did that. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back into the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click on the necklace. Okay. Over the tag. Click on the round identification tag to drag it to the urn. Okay. Last step. Click on the urn's lid and drag it to the top of the urn. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. So we need to go pay our respects. Let's see what people have to say this time. This is nice in a weird way. She liked that we were all here together talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. I mean, funerals are sad, but I feel like it's still nice to get together and, grieve together. Glad that she was cremated and not like in an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all get to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Then why didn't you pick the music? She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Goodbye, Mrs. Hall. February, so I've been here for a while now. At least 6 months, right? I can't remember the first date. Funeral monthly. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. You've lived out your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollination and generally help out where you can. So why not continue to do that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly is that bodies aren't allowed to be involved with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. That makes sense. That's smart. From Jen. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years. But I must have gotten rusty. Anyway, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so that you don't disturb the adorable ghost. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High scores gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. Sounds fun. I thought I'd forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I'd be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self. And it'd be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Oh, from Ryan Garcia, from my first body I did. Hi, Amy. I know this email might seem a bit odd, but you said if I was having troubles, I could reach out and you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I just don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother has lived a full, good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy. I never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you. I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. Oh, that made me tear up a little bit because, oh, man. From Margaret Hall to Amy. Hi, Amy. I'm so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. But you said the music wasn't good. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. Okay. News about the future of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. It is with a very heavy heart that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I Googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Google said. The truth is, I really don't know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose in a lot of ways, and you've all become like a family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are that take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold, either way. Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation, so have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you this in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I admittedly didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Ugh. Look at this. Oh, I can actually play it? Okay. I haven't been paying attention to these tabs. I'm sure I've missed some stuff. Ooh. Well. Did I lose? I lost. That wasn't fair. I don't know how to play this. What does that mean? Okay. So that means 1 and... I don't understand. Ooh. Oh, 4. Is that a 4? There's something here, right? I forget how solitaire works. Or Minesweeper. I haven't played Minesweeper in ages. I don't remember. Hi, Amy. You asked if there was any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Thanks. Please see the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we do with the pacemaker. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of a cremation machine. We definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing Mr. Reyes' pacemaker. Drag the scalpel to make an incision. You can see the pacemaker. Oh. I didn't know they were that close to the surface. Click on the forceps to get it up. Place the round identification tag in the coffin. Here you go. Mr. Reyes is all set to be cremated now. Here you go, Mr. Reyes. You don't put that in the urn, do you? That would be weird. Unless they want it, I guess. Okay, let's break it down. Oh. Break down the bones. Oh, I did not mean to throw it like that. I'm so sorry. Over here, sorry. Put this in. The lid on. All done. Amy will take the urn to the parlor and put it with some flowers. Let's go pay our respects to Mr. Reyes. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn, that's it. That's just it, stubborn. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere? Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you about the time we tailgated? I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. I'm sure he did. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Goodbye, Mr. Reyes. February 28th? Is it like the same month, so it's still owned by the same people? They're just washing my hands with my gloves on. Things to avoid saying at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering. Even if that's true, nobody wants to hear it. It's probably not your place to dictate. Very true. Were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views. Not only is it not always comforting, it can also be insulting. They're with angels now. See above note. Then rinse and repeat. Let me know how I can help. This one's tricky. You want to help? I'm free if you need something. Want to babysit the kids? Okay, yeah, something like that. I know how you feel. Even if you do, everyone grieves differently. That's true. Jen. Oh, this one's just Rose and Daughters again. Jen. Okay, she says, you hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look what you've got me. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it. And I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyway, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call biomics, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrient for the soil and plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay. But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead. Am I right? From Marina Reyes. I just wanted to thank you for the services the other month and apologize if I was abrupt. It was a kind of a shock to me and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. But I'd pass this along to you. Okay. Okay. Good day, Miss Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment will bring a check. What? Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation yet anyways. They're never easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare a body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for a cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes. So his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. Yeah, I can deal with it. So we can't do anything about it. Like, he wants to be cremated, but we can't do anything about it. That's ridiculous. Let's start by cleaning the body. Okay. Mr. Scott. I wonder how long you actually have to massage the body. Like, it's probably not as quick as this, of course. He's very young. Even like, you can even tell in the cartoon form. All done. Mike will take care of Mr. Scott's makeup. Go pay our respects to a family who can't respect their son's wishes. I wish we were closer. Wow, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he asked. I heard it wasn't going to be open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. I still can't believe he did it. I feel like I should have known, been able to do something to stop it. There was no way to know. You can't blame yourself. He wouldn't have wanted that. I know it just hurts. Yeah, I know. My Mr. Scott. I don't even know these people. Ugh. Alright, new company owns us now. Different funeral traditions. You can read that if you'd like. Pause and read about different funeral traditions. From Jen. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inaugural hernia from Ingenial hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection. And you can even see a bit of the paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Pretty cool. I'll send you the link where we have it cataloged. What is my life? What is the sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe space. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. Join us and have tea and cake and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illumination on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, when people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday. Sorry. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know. Just thinking about death, I guess. Okay, Matthew and Jeffrey. I guess it's because they had a bit in there that it was finite. Okay. What the hell? From Matthew. Can I just say first off, this is bullcrap. Ugh. Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I really don't believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges as much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. They didn't have their prices on the website. Okay. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughter as a part of Hillside Heritage Enterprise, Inc. They will be another institution among the hundreds of properties owned across the country. But, of course, as part of the adjustment process to Hillside Heritage Enterprise, Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. Chad Grant. What a name. Charlotte. Below are the... Charlotte? Is that me? I thought it was Charlie. Rude. Below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. I'll get right to it. All right, Jocelyn. Let's prepare her. All right, Jocelyn, let's get you some flowers and pay our respects. Did we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Maybe it wasn't a motorbike, or maybe she was just riding her bike. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. That's a very good way of coping. Not the wine part, but the binge watching something. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No thanks. But no, I don't know. It's so intimate. It feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah, she was kind of a closed book, except to you. Yeah, she was special. Oh. She was always careful, wore her helmet, signaled, and used the bike lanes. Butthole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard about what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Rheia. This has been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with death of their partners all by themselves. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. Bye, Jocelyn. I wonder if they are going to tell me how I'm doing. Time to check the mail. Why do it? The appeal of home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to funeral homes. Most families aren't given the option and assume that this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to keep them appear more alive, but isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being with the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn or give opportunities for family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping a deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that the decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they are economical. A traditional funeral, complete with the body preservation service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upward of $7,000 to $10,000. When you're able to take care of your loved one yourself, to wash and dress them and organize their viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. However, it is important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require funeral directors' involvement. From signing the death certificate to overseeing burial, or cremation. This is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones. Make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if you choose. I didn't know that, probably because I live in one of these states. But I have never heard of that. Dr. Zaius. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs. Like a human being. Charlie, a human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. Dear Charlotte, I have reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this at the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost effective. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage Enterprise must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers though, so do try your hardest to convince the family requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming casket and vaults. Instead, I trust you will ensure we do not lose any customers, Charlotte. I'm not gonna do that. Ooh. Charlie, I need a drink. Beer after work? Yes, I also really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry. And no, I will not say hangry ever. You just did. Okay. Hello, I stated in a previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow now while on any premise belonging to Hillside Heritage Enterprise. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly to this, is that no tattoos are visible. If you have visible tattoos, ensure you're properly covered and hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. Always encourage deceased loved ones to purchase higher quality packages. Oh my God. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Our partner catering concept provides high-quality foods that will be delivered weekly from the factory and can easily be defrosted on the morning of the funeral. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition to the high-quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. is known for. I need a beer too. What? I am proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprise is being paid a decent wage from the city of services, cremation is preferred here and is the most cost-efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No more preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. I'm not comfortable anymore. My tattoos aren't covered. Need to prepare his body. He doesn't seem to have any valuables on him that would be damaged during cremation, so let's worry about putting his identification tag into the coffin with him. What if he has a pacemaker or... I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable. Okay, we got lucky. And we don't go to a funeral here because nobody knows who he is. It's John Doe. All done. Matthew will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers, but nobody will be here. We're gonna have a funeral for somebody who's unknown. Goodbye, Mr. John Doe. I hope you feel better now. Water cremation. We know the traditional cremation and burials take huge toll on the environment, high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gases effect being one of the chief amongst them. And water cremation is an alternative method available to eco-conscious amongst. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkali and the water heated up very high, about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It basically works like a sped up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation process. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aunts. Not a bad alternative for those who want their death to have a greater impact on the environment than necessary. Huh. Interesting. I never heard of that. Register a business. I bet I want to start my own funeral service. Okay. I kissed her, dating a special effects artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession scene, but so utterly delighted in the idea of a support group of people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried that you'd lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw, Jason Michael. I can't remember. But I really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want, and it's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say I like working with death, and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento mori, or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked. Feels good, fun, and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She is super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of the Ferris wheel. Be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. Do you think you're going to do it? You know, you have my support 100% no matter what you decide. Hope so. Charlie, it's official. I put in my 2-week notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you, I'm actually worried. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you. P.S. I'll bring beers over next week. We can talk a bit more freely. We are thrilled to announce that Hillside Enterprises subsidiary Rose and Daughters just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us access to all of the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives $15 million in funding with donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon for Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc.'s bright and sustained future. Dear Mr. Grant, regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden, and I don't know what we would do. We just want to make sure she has proper send-off. Thanks. Coffee D'Amica. Dear Mr. D'Amica, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. I promise your wife's funeral will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved family... I can't even. Okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thanks for considering us in this hard time. Oh my God. I see you weren't able to convince D'Amica family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order not to lose this sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell. Sure thing. Who am I doing? I'm so sorry. I got mad at this corporate nonsense. When it comes to death, deceased family asked for an open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Clean Mrs. D'Amica's body. Okay. I'm sure her family could have done better with this. Oh my gosh. It feels like I'm doing this against her will. Or her husband's will or whatever. I just don't think it doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm doing a disservice to the dead. All done. Mike will take care of Miss D'Amica's makeup. Yes, I know. Let's go pay our respects. All right. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. It's cold in here. I think they have the air conditioner on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. It'd be good to stretch my legs. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad for not doing what Mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that Chad said guy seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. Shh, it's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Me too. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I know. They must have had their reasons. What do you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I've heard that show is so good. I saw the video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. Goodbye, Mrs. D'Amico. I hope I open my own place. I really hope I open my own place. Months later, come on. Yes. I hope Mike's working with me. Congratulations, Charlie dear, I'm so proud of you. I knew there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there is anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to help. Best wishes. P.S. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. You'll never believe what new job I am working now. Open the email to find out. Hey, Charlie. When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering. It was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree. And thankfully, I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working at, wait for it, bus driver. Okay. A school bus driver, Charlie. Can you believe that? Pretty sure if I said the most important part of my job wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I didn't know how else to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me, but I don't know why. You've never been that judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, might I add. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute. But no, tell Amy that I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids or being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite. Be seeing ya. Congratulations on your new business. Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you, seriously. I think our wine intake saw a bazillion % increase, but you've stuck through it like a champ. You deserve this. Finally, being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to do. I'm trying not to be too cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and to check out your new space, always. P.S. Have you heard about those green burial plots? When I find the link in my 1 million tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See you at 1 p.m. See you soon. Who? Eileen Hansen? Who is that? Eileen? Should I know that person? This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much. But thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started now. Wow. Ooh. That was such a good game. That was really good. Oh, they used Elaine. It made me think a lot about stuff that I hadn't ever had to think about. And then, like, I don't know, it sends a good message about death. So it's good to really sit back and think about. That was very, very good. I loved that. I loved every second of that. Some of the parts were hard, of course. Like, even now. but some of it made me mad, and I got so engrossed in a story that was about an hour long. It was very good story. Oh, I'm super love this. If you guys want to give this game a try, I will leave it linked down below. Please go support this creator, these creators anyway. And thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe for more indie games and just to be around. Anyway, this has been Rheia. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.